remember. And look at the psychic shows now with the kids that are psychic, and they all get together, and they're really accurate. So I think kids are more encouraged now to, to express themselves and to more likely believe it. Because of all the shows, we've been more desensitized towards being afraid of it and being more curious about it.
I've been an adult for some period of time, and here a lot of listeners have too, but here's what I've noticed. I'm very intuitive, not on the spiritual side. I cannot, if I walk into a house, I don't feel anything. So I'm not like Debra. I'm the exact opposite. So I'm more the science guy, and I am truly a trained science guy through college. And a commercial pilot, and all of the things. So I understand how the mechanics and the physicals and quantum mechanics and all of the tests that are going on and the revolutionary of colliders going on in France, the CERN, which is going to be upgraded to the point it's going to be 20 times more powerful soon. I mean, those are my forte, but what I do know is that something happened when we changed from this solar system, went from one side of the galactical plane to the other a few years back. Do you remember, Debra?
Yeah.
And people are going, oh, like year 2000. Oh, the world's going to end. Computers are going to crash. Nothing was really evident in front of our eyeballs that changed. Nothing. And what that meant, people, is that this galaxy, where every galaxy now they found out has a black hole in the middle, is like shaped like a frisbee if you were to look on it horizontally or on a 2D plane. Even though they have little whispers coming out the sides, little whispers. But anyway, we went from once the top to the bottom. Now, there's energy involved there. What energy is involved from going to the top to the bottom of a galaxy, I do not know. I don't think anyone knows. But they sensed that is a lot of people who can sense things like Debra does, sense some sort of spiritual revolution. And what I have known since then is activity has picked up like it never has before. I take pictures now. I've been taking pictures my whole life, or camcorders, and now I'm catching stuff even in my own backyard. What the hell is that? There is a revolution of sorts going on spiritually, and if you're in tune to it, it's there. How many of us have never had some benevolent spirit bothering us until now? Because the ability to do it, they have now. Do you think something's going on to that that mustard seed?
I do. I think that all the messing around with stuff that people are doing now spiritually, if they don't know what they're doing, I think they've opened cracks wider. I think they've opened some things that shouldn't have never been opened. So I think there's a lot of energy stuff going on right now, and I've been told by a bunch of energy workers that I work with that there is a lot of energy change. There's a lot of things going on. They're seeing things that they've never seen before. So this is not, I guess in the last probably 2 months, this has been going on, where they've seen a lot of things that these women have never seen before, and they're my age, 50s, 40s, and so something has changed. The energy vibration has changed. So I don't know if that has to do with why things or whatever. I know in Revelations it says in the end of days there will be more prophetesses and prophets, and that we will become more aware spiritually. So maybe it has to do with that. But who knows how long that end of days lasts? 1,000 years? Is it going to happen next month?
Well, 1,000 years is like a day, and a day is like 1,000 years, which means, and that's what it was when you said when you went to Spirit. It was like 3 days. Yeah. So there's really no mechanism. You know, we say, how fast is the Earth going? Well, it's spinning at 1,200 miles an hour. Relative to what?
Yeah.
Relative to what? You know,
really
the next it's relative to at least to the moon because it's stationary at one point and we're spinning. Right. And how fast are we moving forward and so forth? And you know, relative to what? And that's what the theory of relativity is all about.
Well, but on your page, a lot of people have seen shadow people. Jennifer says she's seen dark out of the corner of her eye. And except for one shadow person in her upstairs bedroom, she saw head on. Diana said she has a question. She's seen a shadow man face on. Her youngest son has also at a different time. There were some differences in them. The ones the kids have seen had red eyes, fedora, and trench coat. The ones the adults have seen did not have red eyes. The hat was different and the coat was shorter. Do you think there's a reason for that? Sightings all in same home on different occasions.
Yeah, I don't think you're dealing with shadow people. I think if they're stopping, allowing you to see them, and they're taking a shape and a form, I think it's something else, because shadow people truly don't have much form, and they do not want to be seen. And I've chased one in a building, and it had gone up the stairs just before I got off my ass. So I don't think. Well, can this person tell you a little bit more? I mean, when they see it, does it just stay there? Does it try to communicate, or what does it do?
I can ask the question and see if they'll answer me. Diana also says, hi, y'all.
Hi, y'all.
She's in Texas, I think.
Yeah, we're the Tennessee Wraith Chasers, kicking down doors of the asylum.
Yeah, I think she's in Texas.
Yeah, we go ahead and cage those ghosts, and then we kill them. God. You know, the thing about it, I do a pretty good one, don't I? I was going to say that all these goddamn teams that have gotten together and gone out there, I think you're right, Debbie. They have opened portals. They've gone out and done wild things, Ouija board. They have just really crapolaed people's homes. That's why these people don't want investigators to come back, because they think they're all the same. They have worsened the activity. They've gone there and done terrible things in those homes. They don't even follow up with evidence with the people.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, they don't.
Anna said that it just stood there, and then as she was trying to wrap her brain around it, it turned and left. And that happened the same way with the kids. Jennifer said the one in her bedroom came at her, very menacing feeling. And Diana said she was born in Texas, but she lives in Oklahoma. Thanks. I've heard a video of Diana, and she still has her accent.
I don't think you lose it. I think she's still south of the Mason-Dixon. Yeah. Plus, she's closer to Tennessee now.
Yeah.
If these things are taking on... first of all, let's talk about the one that was menacing and came at you. Hopefully, you stood your ground and tried to erase any fear you had, because any entity, it's liquid fuel for these things. If you've got fear, it's going to feed off of it. How that works, I don't know, but I know that I've had a black creature come at me in that fireman's house. No, that wasn't the fireman's house. That was the last one we were at in Kent City. Big, beautiful home in the basement with the sister of the homeowner. We were in the basement. We heard a noise. I called it out. It was 8 feet tall, about 4 feet wide, and just floated right at us. In the basement, complete darkness. And I got that on video, and I just looked at it. She crumpled up into my lap and my arms, which I really liked. But anyway, this thing came right up to me and then popped into an orb and then went right around my back. Because I was going to be damned, I was going to run from this thing. I don't think these things can harm you to the point of death or really. A lot of people say it, but I don't think they do. I think they don't have the ability unless it's a demon. And again, demons are rare. So getting back to your thing, your entity that came at you, I don't know what you did. I'm not having a dialogue with you now. And the other ones, I encourage you, if it's happening more than once, can we have video recorders or pictures or something? Or even try to do an EVP with a tape recorder in your house. And there's tape recorders on your phones these days. Learn how to use it and ask questions and then give 15 or 20 seconds for it to answer in complete silence. And do it for 5 minutes and see if you catch something. It may be trying to share something with you. Anything you catch adds to our original get-together when we do an investigation. It helps us get a jump on what we're dealing with.
Okay, Jennifer said it happened several times, and I asked her if she stood her ground, and she said, damn straight I did. I basically said, get the F out of my house. Also, Diana says, none of us were ever afraid of them. In fact, we call them the minor 49er. Because it seems like a miner to us, and yes, a huge coal mining area and several mine disasters in her area. Jennifer also said it happens when they've had some interaction with a certain side of their family. That's usually when they see it. It might be associated with that side of the family, actually, then, and not associated with necessarily with her.
No, it may not. I'm glad she's done that. And if you're getting multiple times that this is happening, please get ready to take a picture of it or have a movie camera ready. Because if you can capture that, that tells us so much more. I don't think you're dealing with shadow people here. Because shadow people, I don't think, have intelligence. All they know is that they just shoot as fast as light in no apparent direction, just away from us as human beings. I don't know why they do it. They repel. This thing, it seems to have intelligence. Usually it's spirit trying to take on some form to scare you. In actuality, it doesn't really look like that. Right, Deb?
Yeah. Although I have had spirit or shadow people. Some people have said that when shadow people are around, that something bad has happened every single time that they've seen them. So maybe they are harbingers of ill will, or they cause some sort of difficulty. And I noticed, on the Dead Files, I know on that show, when Amy has seen shadow people, a couple of them have been ones that have actually tried to kill people. I mean, they've tried to take the life out of them, cause them to have health problems, etc.
Yeah, I've heard that. I heard the same show with Amy on those. I myself personally have never had that with shadow people. However, it has been in buildings where lots of bad things has happened. Primarily, the shadow people were in Belding, Michigan. I don't know if you know where that's at.
Yeah.
There is so much activity in Belding because two reasons. Ley lines, which we won't get into now, did an earlier show on that. But two, they have such a river going through there, and there's energy and a railroad track that, these things can feed off of. There is so much spiritual activity in Belding. We were asked to come in and do their public buildings there. I wish I knew you then, Deb. We did the library there. Not the library, but the museum. And oh my God, to be in a museum at night on a lockdown a few years back was one of the most incredible credible things that we've ever had happen.
Not bad. Beverly said she does not think